Hello, welcome to week 3 of the training. My name is Kim Meyer. Hopefully you remember me from week 2. And I am one of your leaders here on Rock the Business, and I want to welcome you to week 3. If you have not yet caught up on week 1 and 2, that's okay. Go back and watch them. They all build upon each other. And so hopefully if you have been through them, you are ready to start talking about sharing your story. You're already aware, since it's Wednesday, I think, that you are talking about sharing your story and social media this week. And so today, I'm going to help you walk through a little bit about how to go deeper with your personal story and your posts and reach your specific avatar that you're working with. A lot of times when coaches start out, they just want to shout it to the rooftops that they are a coach and that they want to help people and all that. And that's awesome that you want to help people. But when it really gets, we really get going is when you can focus specifically on who you want to talk to. If you're in a large room talking to everybody, not very many people are going to hear you. But if you can focus in a little bit and know specifically who you're talking to, that's how you start to really connect with people. So people want to join you because they know you, they trust you, and that's when they decide to work with you. So how can you motivate, inspire, and create a know, like, and trust with your audience? Well, we're going to work through that today. And so how can you find your voice as a coach and connect with your audience? First thing I want you to do is to not think, like I said, think about the masses, but just really think about who it is that you want to be. Who have you been? And what's your past like? What experiences have you had? What kind of upbringing did you have? What kind of struggles have you had in life? Or even like the last couple of years, you can go super deep and really share lots, or you can be super vulnerable, or you can, go to surface level things too. And as you get to be more comfortable with this, and as you go through personal development, and you will be able to really share more of your story and be more confident in doing so. But what I want you to do right now is I want you to think about that one person that you're speaking to. I want you to think about that girl that you used to be, or that guy that you used to be, and speak to her. And how would you talk to somebody about this opportunity? Or how would you talk to somebody that was sitting right across from you, like you and me right now? And think about who your old self was and who it is that you want to help. So the first few things I'm going to have you do today is I want you to go deeper into your post and connect with that one person or that specific group of people that you're talking with. And what I want you to do first is to think about the struggles or events in your life that you can share with people. Whatever that you're comfortable with doing right now, and how coaching has helped you overcome those struggles. So mentally, physically, and eventually financially with this business, you'll be able to have a growth story. So where you were then to where you are now, and the solution that you use to get to bridge that gap, and a call to action. So what I want you to do right now is before we get into like the real deep dive and show you some examples, I want you to pause this video and write down 5 things that you've struggled with before Beachbody. And maybe you can just jot those down as I'm talking, but I want you, if you need to have a little bit of time to do that, go ahead, hit pause, and then come back when you're ready to craft and post. So think of 5 things that you're struggled with, before Beachbody, whether it's weight or energy or finances or, whatever it is. You think of 5 things that you struggled with before Beachbody, and then come back and we'll use those to craft some posts. Great. Now that you're back, let's talk about how to craft those posts, right? Now, if you didn't pause, cool, but we're going to keep going. You can frame those posts in a then, now, and solution kind of framework, and then a call to action in the end so that they know that you have something to come and to do. They can do this with you. All right. So here I'm going to show you a couple examples. Let me share my screen and share with you a couple options, some things that I've done and a couple other coaches on our team have done in order to share their then, now, and solution piece. This is one that I did not that long ago. It's a Throwback Thursday, and actually I did it on a Wednesday. I even got my dates wrong, but Throwback Thursday. Then, what I was like then, what I was like, what's like now, and what I did to do about it. So Throwback Thursday, when this dress is a whole lot bigger and to match my body, and you could say it was a lot like the glove, which is more like a mitten, if you've ever read The Mitten by Jan Brett. Anyway, I remember when the belt used to be the side, and I was so annoyed that my arm just kept hitting it all the time. And then here's my solution. Then I started to get active, changed up my few things in my nutrition, and sweet talked my seamstress mama into taking in this dress. All right. Now it fits like a glove, but check out where the new belt is. It's in the middle of my back now instead of over here at the side. So it's seriously the little things that bring most life. What wins are you celebrating today? I didn't have a specific call to action in this, but I'm offering engagement. I want people to connect with me in this post. I want them to talk. And I had lots of comments and lots of likes on this one. So those are people that I can go and talk with. Here's another example. This is one I did from Mexico. This one's a lot shorter, okay? This is kind of who I was before. My sunglasses are freebies from a cousin's workplace, my swimsuits from Target. I have one pair of jeans that didn't bring along, and I didn't buy anything new or fancy to come on this trip. I'm just a mom of two, decided to make a change. I'm a small-time Iowa girl who just decided to go for it. I'm nothing special. I'm no better than off than you. I just made a decision to change. Are you ready for a change? So I'm really telling them who I was, and they can see who I am now. And if they're following my journey at all, they're going to be curious as to maybe, well, what is she doing? What is going on? Are you ready for a change? I'm asking questions. All right. And lots of people were commenting and being a part of this post. So it's just showing up and sharing your then, your now, and having a solution and an invite. Here's another one that I had an example of. This one is from a while ago, earlier April. This is after the National Wake Up Call that I'm actually going to use as a bonus information in this one, in this lesson. So make sure you check out the National Wake Up Call with Jen. But so it's talking about struggle. So one thing I struggled with a lot in college was feeling like I was enough. Like one of my pieces of my avatar, my paradigm is I'm not enough. Growing up, feeling like I could never make other people happy. And the struggle was I was always trying to make other people happy, not me. But anywho, I talk about that, if you know this girl here in the middle, what she was like and the then kind of situation. And then I go into the now kind of thing. If I could go back and tell her what those things would be, how would I do that? And then here's my invite at the end. You need to be in this group. We'll read the book, Girl Wash Your Face. We'll get mentally, emotionally, physically fit. Who's in? All right. Tell them what life is going to be like. I'm going to address some of the issues, the lies that we tell ourselves. And that's what's coming up in our next group. So there, again, I had lots of likes and people. I put my link to my event down there, and people connected with this. Things like, unfortunately, these are all the same characteristics and voices that I face every day. I can totally understand this. Like this middle paragraph really hit me. Like connecting with people is going to help them know you, trust you, and then join you. This one up here is from another one of my past. And so this was one that I did about, like I grew up with meager beginnings. Like this wasn't actually my bike, but it looks pretty legit to what my bike looked like. I found it online. But, talking about, I shared my story. Honey, you can't, I have to work. Your dad's in the field. It's basically like the struggles I had growing up and how I had to find my own way. I had to figure it out for myself. And so wanting to go out for track, I had to do things. So I tell the story, I paint the picture for them and tell them about an event in my past. And then what I learned about myself and now how things are different. Now looking back, I'm grateful for those things. I'm grateful for the hard days and how it's helped me become a better person, a better mom. So when I look at the hard things, I know that I'm gaining strength in them. And so this is the now. Moral of the story is that no matter how hard things seem, there's always a way to get around them. And when you make you a priority, they will happen for you. And so if you don't have things figured out, I'd love for you to join me, find your grit factor. Are you ready to go? Let's do this kind of thing. All right. So my then, my now, and the solution. This is another example, Transformation Tuesday. Not your typical before and after, but I'd like to say that, when I used to think about food, healthy living was that it was expensive, that I only had to eat vegetables. I shared some examples of what I felt, what things were like. And then, was I ever wrong? Now I give them what it is like now. And I talk about things. And your posts don't always have to be super long like this, but you have to give them a clear picture of when they're reading it, that they know what your then, your now, your solution that you found, and, an invite to it. So when you're working on your body and your mind and only sustainable the crappy mindset you got to that point, right? Do you really want to just do things halfway, or you have something to check off your to-do list? And we got some good interaction here. Can I share this? Is this, they want to know about what was on my plate? Good things. this one is from Julianne that you also know from this training. And she talks about here, what a fresh blow, gives her all the feels. I remember a treat would have been in my teaching budget, wouldn't have been an option. And now she can do that. She's not living paycheck to paycheck anymore. She's built a business with this and a freedom with it. So see, good interactions, good things going here, lots of comments. And so those are all people that she can reach out to. The last one I want to share with you is from a brand new coach on my team. And we actually worked on this one together. She had a start to it and had a good post, and she was missing some of the components. So now she's gone back and added them back in. And you can do that too. You can delete the post out, you can add it back in. And if you are finding what works, great. If not, okay. So she's talking about how she's looking for 5 people, what her before was, and her now is. And then, drop a comment, I'll message you, let's get in the group, right? So she shared this from Instagram and found our Facebook. So those are just some examples of how you can go from your then into your now, and your solution. So when that happens, I want you to kind of schedule things on there. And so I'd love to see you take your social media to a deeper level. I'd love for you to help people know you and trust you and then join you, because you're asking them to join you. And you can't just rely on your social media posts to be invites. You have to be able to actually invite the people that are commenting and liking on your posts, and just creating conversations and connections with people as well. You'll learn lots about that here in this training. But definitely use your social media as a place where you can connect with people, where you can help them know you and trust you. And, just like Julianne often says, I hear her say this all the time, don't just let your social media be the highlight reel. They need to see the real you. So don't just show the highlight reel, show them the real you and get them to know you, get them to connect with you. You are unique and you have a story that someone else can relate to. So share that. And whatever makes you different from the other coaches that are on the team or whatever, they should be able to see that you're a coach within a couple scrolls of the newsfeed. And so your story matters. It tells people who you are, how you've gotten to where you are. And just, it should be inspiring to them too, to see that they can do it if they can see them in your story. So thanks again for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you in the comments of the rest of the training. And I can't wait to see your social media grow and you share your story with other people and go from there. So have a good day.